So I'm done making the second part, and I have the same number of stitch here like I did here. I will chain one, cut my yarn here, and then I want to show you guys how I made the back panel. The upper part of the back panel is way easier than that of the front panel. What I did here is make sure you start with the same number of rows you did for the front panel. So we did 95 rows in row 1. You have the same 95 rows here, and then you just make normal double crochet in the next 2 rows. That's row 1, row 2, row 3, and 95 rows. It's when you get to the final row, that's row 4, you now mark the middle stitch like we did in the front panel, just that in the front panel we did it in row 2. So you mark it in row 3 here, and then you take that last number you used in your front panel. Mine is 31, so I would make sure I have 31 double crochet in the 4th row. So when it gets to row 1, row 2, row 3 is 95 double crochet, or the starting amount you had. But when it gets to row 4, you double crochet from the side till you get to the 31st stitch, and after you do that, you come to the other side. When you get to the 31st stitch, chain 1 and cut. Then you come to the other side, double crochet from here till 31, you chain 1 and cut. This will now leave you with a space in the middle for just 1 row like we had in the front panel. So I would do that now and show you guys. Make sure you're doing the number of rows that is equivalent to yours. Mine was 31, and that is why I'm doing 31. Don't do 31 if yours is not 31. If you have any questions how I came about these numbers, if you're not clear, please let me know in the comment section. I would be more than willing to answer your questions. (31) So I've gotten to the 31st stitch here. I will just chain 1, cut my yarn, then come here, reattach my yarn and make 31 stitches. This is what we are looking at, guys. If you followed my steps so far, you should have something like this. This is my back panel. It's just the last row that has the space. For the front panel, we have the space in the last 3 rows. So I lined it up like this for you guys to see. Now we're going to be moving on to joining these panels. I have 31 stitch on this side, this side, this side, this side, so it's easy to join. I'll just flip this over so the wrong sides are facing each other, and I will join the shoulder seams using a single crochet stitch. I will show you how to do that. You just line it up perfectly. Remember to join the wrong sides, not the right side, so you make sure it's facing the wrong side. To join, I have a long tail extending from here, so I'm going to continue using that. I'll insert my hook in the first stitch on the first panel, and the first stitch, which is this chain 3, on the second panel. Yarn over, pull through, chain 1, then go back into both stitches and make it a single crochet. Now moving forward, I will just make a single crochet in corresponding stitches on both panels to join. It's really easy to join. I will do this till I have joined the panel from beginning to end, and then I would repeat it on the other side. So guys, I have successfully joined both panels together using single crochet, and now we have the open neck hole. This is what the joined seam look like, and it's time to work the round neckline. To work this round neck, I would start from the back panel, which is this one. So I will remove all these other stitch markers because I no longer need them, and I will turn to the back panel and attach my yarn. I'll be zooming in shortly. I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like when worked. Once at the back panel, you want to make a slip knot and attach your yarn to the stitch marker, which is the center of the back panel. So you insert your hook in the stitch marker and then chain 3. What you want to do now is work a double crochet in every stitch round the back panel, along the edge of the front panel, round the front panel, along the edge, and then here. Just make sure you put 1 double crochet in every stitch. At the edge, I like to put 2 in every double crochet because we'll no longer be working in stitches but in double crochets. So I will put 2 in every double crochet once I get there, but before then I will work 1 in every stitch. Once you're getting to the end, you make a double crochet in the last stitch, and then you make sure you don't go into this very first stitch where we chain 3. Don't repeat going into it. After your last double crochet, you remove the stitch marker and slip stitch into the 3rd chain on the chain 3 to complete round 1 for the neckline. For round 2, we'll start making the ribbon, and to make our ribbon, we will chain 3, turn our work, and then make 1 front post double crochet, 1 back post double crochet, just like we did in the bottom of the sweater. We would also do this at the cuffs of the sleeve, so the sweater has this semblance and ribbon wise. So we would alternate between front post and back post double crochets. Remember, to make a front post double crochet, you yarn over, you put your hook through the front post of the double crochet you intend to work. That's the double crochet from row 1. You yarn over, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then to make a back post, you yarn over, insert it, but this time backwards, so you come from the back to the back. For front post, we come from the front to the front. For back post, we go through the back to the back. Yes, I think that's the easiest way to explain it. Once you've made 1 back post, next will be 1 front post, and interchangeably you would work this till you get back to this 3 double crochet we made here. This would cinch the neckline a bit, make it more sweater like and not just loosely wound around our neck. Okay, I will just keep repeating this till I get here. This is optional, but in row 2 I decreased at the shoulder seams. So when I got to this shoulder part, I would decrease 2 stitches together. I did it at both shoulders, so I'll show you guys how to do it here. Yarn over, I'm at a back post, so I will make a back post. And then when at the next front post, instead of making a front post over this stitch only, I would pick up these 2 stitches and make a front post over it, then continue as normal, back post, front post, back post. Then when I get to the other shoulder seam here, I would try to do the same thing so the decreases are even on the neck, if you get what I mean. I did these decrease rounds in row 2 and row 3. For neckline is not so wide, you could do the decreases in just row 2, not repeating it in row 3, but my neckline is wide and I prefer a cinched neckline. That's why I did the decreases in 2 rows. I will go ahead and do this in row 2. When I'm done with row 2, I will show you guys how I did the decrease in row 3. To end off row 2, I would slip stitch in the 3rd chain, close it off, turn my work. I would chain 3 for row 3, and then I would follow the pattern, meaning where there is a front post double crochet, I would put a front post double crochet, and where there is a back post double crochet, I would put a back post double crochet. I would do this all through, only decreasing when I come to the edge. I would also be showing you guys how I decreased when I get to the edge, but for now just interchange between a front post and a back post double crochet till you get to the shoulder seam or the edge of your work. So getting to the shoulder seam, this is the back post before it. There I would put a back post double crochet, and I now have a front post, a back post, and another front post. To decrease these, I would yarn over and put a front post in the 2 front posts, ignoring the back post. So to do that, I will just insert my hook in the 1st front post, insert my hook in the 2nd front post, yarn over, pull through everything. So I've successfully turned these 2 front posts to 1 and ignored this back post stitch, and now I will keep on working like regular, repeating this decrease at the other shoulder seam. And when I get to this place, that's the start, I would slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the chain 3 I made at the beginning, and I would meet you guys there. At the end of row 3 now, like I said, I will just slip stitch here. I'm ready to go into row 4. I will turn my work. I have just 2 more rows left for this neck weaving, and this is what I want you to do for row 4 and 5. This is what I would do for row 4 and 5. I would chain 3 and make corresponding stitch in all the stitch, so no more decrease. If you were decreasing before, you will just make front post double crochet where you say front post, and back post double crochet where you say back post. So we'll do this for row 4. When we get to the end, slip stitch, turn our work, chain 3, make corresponding stitch, and at the end of row 5, after the slip stitch, we will chain 1 and cut off the yarn, and then we would move to making the sleeves of this sweater, which is basically the last part, the last major part, if you would like to put it that way. So I would do this for 2 more rows. That's row 4 and 5 for me. Of course, you could make it for more if you want more, but 4 and 5 works best for me. Remember, I also had 5 rows for my bottom ribbon, and I would also have 5 rows for my sleeve ribbon. So like I said, it brings some sort of semblance to the sweater. Meet you guys in the sleeves. So guys, we are done with the neck piece, and this is what it's looking like. I've not weaved this in because we would still do a finishing touch, but that's optional. If you want that, you should wait till the end. I think that's the final thing I will do in this tutorial. For now, I quickly want to run you guys through the sleeves and how to get the sleeves accurately. So we have a sleeve length of 25 inches and a sleeve width of 9 inches. 9 inches meaning just for one side, so this is 9 inches times 2 to give 18 inches. How to get the sleeve length to be exact? Remember, the sleeve length is from the shoulder to the cuffs of the sleeve. However, we have our sweater measured at the chest length, so we have one panel to be half of the chest, which is 24. We will subtract this 24 from 21, which was our shoulder to shoulder, and we'll have 3 inches. So since the sleeve is from the shoulder to the cuff, we're supposed to actually do the whole 25 inches. But because the chest now overbears to 24, giving us more than our shoulder length, that's why we'll subtract the chest, half of the chest from the shoulder length to give us 3 inches. And now we will remove these 3 inches we've gotten from 25 inches, which is the normal sleeve length, the given sleeve length. So the given sleeve length in my case is 25 inches minus 3 inches. That is the excess we have because it's the chest measurement we did, and we'll get 22 inches. So 22 inches is now our new sleeve length. We will do our sleeve till we get 22 inches of length. This way the sleeve is not all bulked up at the arm because it's overly long. It's just appropriate, because 24 inches would not stop at the shoulder. It will stop after the shoulder because the shoulder is 21 inches, and then the sleeve length would now continue from there to stop exactly at the cuff, because we've taken away the 3 inches that was the excess. I hope this makes sense. It's basically top secret, but I decided to share it. So this is how you do your sleeve length to not get excess. I also want to show you guys how to measure the width of the sleeve. So the sleeve width was given to be, let me use this side. The sleeve width was given to be 9 inches, and I've already marked mine out. But we have not joined our panels by the side, and that's for a reason. So let me turn it like this. Yes, this is better. So we'll take our measurement from the shoulder seam. This is the shoulder seam where you joined the shoulder downwards. This is where 9 inches stops. I will put a stitch marker there, and then I'll do it for the other part from the shoulder seam to where 9 inches stops. That's why I said 9 times 2, that's 18 inches. 18 inches is the round sleeve width, but the client gave 9 inches because he took only the front sleeve width. You should know there's no actual sleeve width of just 9 inches except it's that of a child. So you would now count your stitches and make sure this point you marked is exactly the same stitch count as here. In my case, if I count how many stitches I'll put, counting these double crochet stitches here as 2 stitch, because I now put 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, that's 8. Then I count the granny stitches 1 2 3 4 5 all the way down. I happen to have 30 on this side and 30 on this side, so that's a total of 60 stitches. You bear this in mind because you want your sleeve, the end of your sleeve, to stop at 60 stitches, because that's where you attach to this point. For the sleeves, we are working it from the cuff upward, so you want the last row of your sleeve to be 60 stitches plus 1. That's in my case. In your case, you want it to be however wide the number of stitch you got here plus 1. I'll tell you why we have to make it an odd number. So that's why you have to calculate these before going ahead to make your sleeves. And now we can go ahead to make our sleeves. The sleeves would make a slip knot, insert our hook, and then we would chain 37 plus 3. The 3 extra stands as a double crochet, so that makes it a total of 38 stitches. And for clarity, you're working the sleeves from the bottom, that's from the wrist upward, that's the wrist to the shoulder. So what I'm making now is the cuff or the band, whichever you like to call it. So you block off that 3 stitches, the 3 extra stitch, and you make a double crochet in the 4th stitch from the hook. So now you have 2 double crochet because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and you just go ahead and make double crochet all the way to the end, and you should end up with 38 double crochet if you made the same amounts of chain like I did. Once you're done making your first row of double crochet in all the stitches and you have a total of 38 stitch, need I say you could do less if your cuffs are really tiny. I think for the first one I did 36, and you could do 34 for a size small, 36 for a medium, 38 or 40 for a large. It is however going to be a ribbon, so it does not really matter the size as much, and the size of the sweater or the actual sleeve width is determined at the top when we would increase as we go. I will tell you all about that. So for us to make the ribbon now, just like we've been doing in past ribbons at the bottom and the neckline, we would chain 3, which does count as a stitch, yarn over, skip the first one, and then make a front loop double crochet in the 2nd, back loop double crochet in the 3rd, and interchangeably you would do this till you get to the end of the row. This is row 2, and you would repeat the front loop back loop pattern till you get to row 5. That's in my case. I would advise you do it for as long as it would take you to get to the amount of rows you did for the bottom panel and also the neck ribbon. If the amount of rows for the ribbon is the same across all the borders, it makes it look more unanimous, if you get what I mean. So I would just do this for 4 more rows, that is till I get to row 5, chain 3, turn, repeat till I have my ribbon length, about 2 inches for me. and then I'll come and show you guys how to proceed with the sleeve. After making 5 rows for the ribbon, this is what it looks like. Like I said, it stretches. It is about 2 inches long and 9 inches wide, 8.5 ish. So if this was for a size small, I'm a size small when it comes to my sleeve. My sleeve is about 6 inches. So instead of doing 38, you could do 34. I always like to make it an even number though, but whatever you do, it's fine. To move on to the main sleeve now, for row 1, you want to chain 3. It counts as a stitch. Turn your work, and you want to make an increase at the beginning and the end of your work. So if we chain 3 and it counts as a stitch, we normally don't go into the next stitch, but because this is an increase, you go into the next stitch. So you've made 2 double crochet, and then make 1 double crochet in each and every stitch till you get to the very last stitch and make 2 double crochet. So we're increasing at the beginning and the end of row 1, row 2 and row 3. I would make 2 double crochets at the beginning of row 1 and the end of row 1. I will repeat that in row 2 and row 3. I don't want to make this video any more lengthy, so I'll meet you guys back at row 3. If you have any question whatsoever about the sleeves or any part of the video in short, do leave them in the comment section. I would respond as soon as I can. So after 3 rows of increasing on both sides, the next 3 rows, that's for row 4, 5 and 6, we would make no increases at all, just 1 double crochet in every single stitch. So we'll chain 3 to start row 4, turn our work, and because chain 3 counts as a stitch, you skip this stitch and insert 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next, and just 1 double crochet in every stitch till the very last stitch. For row 5, you chain 3, turn your work and repeat. Row 6, the same thing. So we did 1 to 3 increases, 4 to 6 no increase. Once we finish row 6, I will come back on here and basically give you guys the whole breakdown of the sleeve. So see you guys at row 6. So this is row 6. As you can see, it's getting wider. We've managed to do the ribbon, 3 rows of increases at both sides, and then 3 rows of no increases. So we're at row 6 of the sleeve, and I will just give a direction on how to go moving forward. Moving forward, we would want to make increase in 1 row and no increase in the next 3 rows. So say this is row 6. In row 7, we'll increase on both sides, and then 8, 9, 10 no increase, 11 increase, 12, 13, 14 no increase. That's basically the pattern moving forward. Increase in 1 row, no increase in the next 3 rows. Increase in 1 row, no increase in the next 3 rows. And how would you know when to stop? You will do this till you have the width of your sleeve. In my case, that is 18 inches. If you remember, when we measured the side of the sweater, we put a stitch marker in the middle at one side measuring 9 inches, another side 9 inches. That's a total of 18 inches. So we will do this till we have 18 inches. And I got 18 inches at row 39. Row 39 was an increase row for me, so at row 39 I already had 18 inches. And also you could use the stitch count method. So remember we counted 31 stitches this way, 31 stitches this way. That is 62 stitches. So once I've gotten to 62 stitches using my systematic increase in a row, no increase in 3 rows, and I have 62 total double crochet, I should also have gotten to 18 inches at that point, or it could be tucked a bit to 18 inches. Then if I've gotten to that point, I would also want to measure the length. So remember the calculations we did for sleeve length, and I got 22 inches as my sleeve length. So if I have gotten to my desired width but I haven't gotten to my desired length, I would keep making rows now, no increases at all. So after row 39, I kept making rows till I got to row 44, I guess. I know this because I've done my own first sleeve. I'm just showing how to do the second one on camera. So I got to row 44 without increasing, and then I knew I already had my total length, which was 22 inches in my case. It could be more rows to be longer for you or less rows. I'm not going to show all this daunting process on camera because I feel this video is already overly long. Like I would always say, if you have a question or you don't understand anything, please let me know in the comment section. I'll come back with my already made sleeve and show you guys how to attach it to your sweater. Hi guys, so I'm back and I'm done with the sleeves like I said I would be. I also mark the middle stitch here because we are moving straight to joining this on our sweater. So you want to make this last row an odd number so you have a middle stitch. I do this because I just like things to be even. If you're not so concerned about evening things out, not to worry. So I have 31 stitch on this side, 31 stitch on this side, and I marked my 32nd stitch, and this measures about 18 inches, which is perfect for the size I'm going for. I would now take my sweater and lay also my sweater panel like this. So this part I marked to be the first place I would join to this point. This middle portion will be joined to the shoulder seam, and this last part would be joined to the last stitch I marked. So marking it just cuts out my work for me. You'd also want to make sure you turn it to the rough side, so you're both joining on the rough sides of both the sweater and the sleeve. And we would join the sides first before going ahead to now join from this point all the way down to the waist. To join, I would make single crochet in every stitch, corresponding stitch. So I'll make a single crochet here, and then another single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next, and another single crochet in the next stitch. So I'll keep doing this, making sure that the stitches align, and if that does align, you would see that my middle stitch, my marked stitch, happens to fall under the shoulder stitch, and then the last stitch would fall in the marked stitch here. Please let me know if you have any questions, as I will be doing this off camera. I'll just keep joining using a single crochet in all the stitches. So I am done joining the shoulder seam, and when you turn it to the right side, this is how it looks. It looks really neat in my opinion. I have gone ahead to join the other side because I made that sleeve first. So I'll just show you guys this part, how to join this part. So you want the wrong side out, as always, because we're joining in the wrong side. It's a bulky work, so navigating it is a bit tedious, but you want the wrong side out, and then you want to start joining from here using the same single crochet join. You want to start joining from the band of the sleeves all the way up till you get to the body. Then you join both sides of the body together, still using the same single crochet join all the way down to the end. So I would start here and then move upwards with you guys. You'll make a slip knot with your yarn, then attach it and use this, and then you make a single crochet. So I'll just keep making single crochet. Once I'm done with the band, I'll use single crochet. I majorly make 2 single crochet to join one row. So one in the beginning of the stitch, one at the end of the stitch. I join that way all the way downwards, and then when I get to the body, I do the same thing, aligning the stitches and making single crochet. You want to be quite careful in this weaving part, majorly because the stitch might confuse you. Here guys, now that we're done joining our sweater, I think this is as high as my tripod can go, but it's a very big, beautiful sweater. We're left with the very last bit, so I've done it for other parts, but I just want to do it here for you guys to see. I'm going to do an edge or some sort of slip stitch design around the bands of all the areas. So I've done it at the bottom ribbon. I used one of the gray colors I used in the sweater to accentuate the design. I did it on the other sleeve. I also did it on the neckline. That's the logo of my brand right there. So I want to quickly do it here for you guys to see. You take the yarn that you're using to make this slip stitch design, make a slip knot with it, and using your hook you insert it into any stitch. I like to do it on the stitch that carries the join part. So after inserting it, you chain one and then make a slip stitch in the next space, and that's basically it. You use this to make a slip stitch in every space possible round the cuff of the sweater's hand, and also whatever part, if it's the neckline, if it's the bottom ribbon, you just insert, pull out a loop and pull through. That's how you make a slip stitch, and I would just go around with this till I get back to this point. And with that, you are pretty much done with your sweater. I really can't believe I filmed this tutorial from beginning to end. I put in a lot of effort. So if you watched and you made yours, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. Also, let me know what tutorial you would love to see from me, and I would be more than willing to oblige. Till next time, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and leave the notification bell on so you see when next I post a tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Been a minute since we kicked it, you've been caught up.